Do you need a job offer? This is such a common question every day because there's also confusion out there. I know you're thinking of going to Canada, but then you don't want to leave your job, and that's understandable. And then you also don't want to go to a country that you actually don't know what's going to happen. Like you feel kind of you're afraid of the future, you're scared, and you just want some form of security, and we know that security actually comes in the form of a job. So how about we go through various 9 ways that you can come here to Canada, whether that is temporary or permanent, because you can come to Canada on temporary basis, and you can also immigrate here on permanent basis. So let us see different scenarios, and then you'll have an answer to this question. How are you? This is Lois. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and safe wherever you are. Guys, I'm here to answer a question. Do you need a job offer to move to Canada? Okay, that's the question I'm going to answer during this video, so please stay tuned. The various scenarios that we're going to look at, just so that you can have the right answer depending on your situation. Guys, I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I'm based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Have you subscribed? If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. If you have, thank you guys. We do appreciate you. And now you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram as Milele Immigration Services Canada. You can also find us on TikTok, and that is Immigrate to Canada. Okay guys, enough of this. So now, why am I answering this question? A lot of people reach out to me by email, others text me, others, comment sections, and the other questions I get during consultation. So I want to answer this. But before I proceed, the information here is for information purposes only. This should not be taken as legal advice. And why am I saying this? I've had instances whereby some people reach out to me and say, Lois, you said this and this in your video. I did, and it went like this. And I'm like, guys, this is general information. If you need personal guidance, if you have a personal question that needs an immigration professional, kindly book a consultation on our website. If you want to know your eligibility for the various immigration programs, please head on to our website, www.mileleimmigrationservices, and book yourself a consultation there. Okay, now guys, hear me out. Do you need a job offer? This is such a common question every day because there's also confusion out there. I know you're thinking of going to Canada, but then you don't want to leave your job, and that's understandable. And then you also don't want to go to a country that you actually don't know what's going to happen. Like you feel kind of you're afraid of the future, you're scared, and you just want some form of security, and we know that security actually comes in the form of a job. So how about we go through various 9 ways that you can come here to Canada, whether that is temporary or permanent, because you can come to Canada on temporary basis, and you can also immigrate here on permanent basis. So let us see different scenarios, and then you'll have an answer to this question. Number 1, if you're coming here as a visitor, do you need a job offer? No, you do not need a job offer to visit Canada. Why? Because you're coming here on a temporary resident visa for less than 6 months, and most likely you're coming to visit someone, you're coming on a conference, you're coming as a tourist. You don't have the rights to work, so you can't work. However, when you're here as a visitor, you can actually look for work, and if you happen to get a job offer, then you can change your visitor visa. Most of the times you can change your visitor visa into a work permit. Okay, all right, a work permit is one that is going to allow you to work. Number 2, as a refugee claimant, this is also, commonly asked because people don't, and I said refugee claimant, I didn't say resettled refugees, okay? Although they're all the same, even if you're being resettled here as a refugee, you only land here as a protected person or a convention refugee, and you find that you have to look for work when you land in Canada. Okay, now as a claimant, as a refugee claimant, means that you've come to Canada on temporary basis, either a visitor or on an ETA, or or even come here on a work permit or a study permit. And then, depending on your circumstances, you claim asylum inside Canada. So when you're coming here as a refugee claimant, guess what? You don't need a job offer. So what happens is you will be in Canada for the period when you're claiming your asylum, and then your plea or your case is going to be accepted, most likely. So if your case is accepted at the Refugee Protection Division of the IRB, then in that case you will be eligible to apply rather for an open work permit. That is going to be an open work permit. You can work for anybody. Okay, and you will be able to work for the duration of time until you go for your refugee hearing. If then of course I'm not going to go into the details after your refugee hearing, because I've done videos on refugee claims. Okay, we're talking about work permits and job offers. So yes, you don't need a job offer to come here as a refugee claimant. Number 3, as a skilled worker under the express entry, do you need a job offer to come? Absolutely no. Okay, a job offer is a factor that can actually increase your points, but you don't need a job offer to apply through the express entry at all. Okay, actually majority of the people who are successful through the express entry, they really don't even have job offers. They are people who just qualified on all the other factors, age, education, work experience, languages, adaptability, etc. So but definitely having a job offer is something that can increase your points. Okay, it can increase your points, or even you could also get a job offer to support your PR application. So yes, it can give you better chances, but it's not mandatory. Okay. So I also want to mention this because I think this is the biggest demographic of people out there, the skilled people who are trying to come to Canada. And I see a lot of them who tell me, you know what, we applied for express entry and we've been looking for jobs. I'm telling you, I'm not here to discourage you, but I wouldn't count on that too much. Getting a job offer requires a small miracle, guys. Okay. Then provincial nomination, number 4. Do you need a job offer to get a provincial nomination? Another one, also, just like I said about express entry, you actually don't need a job offer to go through the provincial nomination, because mostly you find that provincial nominations, of course, you have to meet all the eligibility criteria for that, and mostly they mirror the requirements of the express entry. But you find that most of these, they are also driven by occupations in demand. And yes, having a job offer is good. There are some provincial nominations that are actually just geared to people with job offers, but you absolutely don't need a job offer to get through or to be successful through the provincial nomination. Okay. Number 5, do you need a job offer for the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot? Hell yes, you do. Yes, you do. This is a pilot program that was started about 3 years ago. And the main requirement for this program is that you get yourself a job offer. Of course, there are now the other community requirements that you must meet, and you must also meet the federal requirements. So there are 3 requirements that you must meet for the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. Number 1 is get a job offer. Number 2 is meet the community requirements. And number 3 is meet the federal requirements. If you follow me on Facebook, from time to time, I do post jobs which are offered through the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot. Those are the only jobs that I post there. And I always recommend to people, like, just apply directly with the employer, and then you follow the requirements of that community. Okay. If you need help, you can always reach out to me, book a consultation. Number 6, do you need a job offer for the Atlantic Immigration Program? Hell yes, you do. You need that, because that's also a main requirement, that you need to get a job offer. And it's not just any job offer. You need to get a job offer from a designated employer. I've done so many videos on this program, so I'm not really gonna get into the details of this. We're just talking here about job offers. Number 7, do you need a job offer if you come to Canada as a student? No, you don't. Okay, you're coming as a student here on a study permit, okay, and that's a temporary resident visa kind of thing. So you're coming here to study as a student. You will actually be eligible, of course, most of the time as a student, if you're coming to a public institution, post-secondary institution, you find that you will actually be eligible to work, and you don't need a work permit even to work. So you can work for anybody. So your study permit kind of permits you to work for anybody. There are some restrictions on how many hours you can work. When you're in full-time study, you can only work for 20 hours. However, during the school holidays, you can work as many hours as possible for any employer anywhere, as long as you don't have like medical restrictions. Okay, good. Also, as a student, you need to note that once you graduate, most of the time, if you also came to a public DLI, you find that most of the time after you graduate, you're going to be eligible for a postgraduate work permit, and that is an open work permit that also allows you to work full-time for whether 1 year, 2 years, 3 years that you are permitted here in Canada. You can work for any employer, and by that time, that work experience actually counts towards your future immigration. Okay, number 8. If you're coming here on a work permit, okay, depends. Do you need a job offer? If you're coming on a work permit, hell yes, you need a job offer, okay? And what I mean when I say you're coming here on a work permit, of course, majority of people will come here on an employer-specific work permit, except for very few cases whereby you can apply for an open work permit. Like assuming when you are accompanying your spouse here who is a student, in that case, you will come on an open work permit and you don't actually need a job offer. But majority of the other people who are getting who want to come here on a work permit from your country, you will need a job offer from your employer. And not just a job offer, you'll need a job offer and either a positive LMIA or an exempted LMIA. So yes, those are the things that you'll need. After you get your job offer with your LMIA, then you can apply for your employer-specific work permit and you can come to Canada. Okay, and then still that is temporary. Okay, last but not least, as a caregiver, there's a lot of hula baloo out there right now about caregiving, and guys, it's good that you get educated a little bit about the caregiver pilot. It's closed for this year. Yes, for the caregiver section, it's closed for this year. Be ready for January when it launches again, guys. I've done videos on this as well. Please go back on my YouTube channel. Now, if you're coming here as a caregiver, okay, you will need a job offer. Okay, friends, you will need a job offer from whoever you're coming to work for in their home. Okay, so that is mandatory. Okay, so those are the 9 scenarios, and I hope I've given you clarity. Of course, Canada doesn't just have these 9 immigration programs. I've said that Canada right now actually has like 60 immigration programs. They are all different, but these are the main categories under which people come. So when I say provincial nomination, of course, you realize that every province, like Canada has like 10 provinces and 3 territories, and you find that every province maybe has like a stream, 5 streams of provincial nomination. So you can see that there is a lot of immigration programs out there. But whatever I just mentioned here, these are the main ones that a lot of people are trying to come through, and these questions, they're always arising. I see people saying, Lois, they are so insistent. A lot of you, I don't know why, but a lot of you are so insistent. I can only leave my country once I get a job offer. And you know what? that I really respect where you're coming from. I see what's driving that kind of a thought. But if your goal is actually to immigrate in future, sitting in your home country and waiting until that time when you can get a job offer, you could be wasting a lot of your precious time. Of course, it's nice when you come here on a job offer because you kind of feel you're secured. But you know, even if you get that job offer, it's not guaranteed. A job offer can be taken away any minute. It can be revoked by an employer. So it doesn't really guarantee you that safety and security that you're looking for. Of course, it's a good thing, but I would recommend that unless a program that you want to come through actually says you need a job offer, then by all means you have to get a job offer. If it doesn't mean that you have to get a job offer, like especially for the skilled immigrants, please look for a job, but don't waste your time waiting for such a time that you can get a job offer for you to succeed. Look for other options, because maybe your skilled worker class is not succeeding. Look for other options. Reach out to me, book that consultation. Let me look through your profile. I know most likely you've gone through other people, but I'll give you the options you have, and I'll give you an honest opinion as to even what your success chances are. So book a consultation with me. Mostly you need to book a PR consultation on my website. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.